Hello and welcome to the Shoot Reload Repeat podcast. I am your host Calvin, aka Practical as Fuck, sitting down with my lovely co-host Charles, aka Dad.
Howdy.
We are currently self, social distancing, self quarantining, social
That's the
distancing.
snowflake word for it. We're quarantining.
We're quarantining. We are. I guess we always quarantine though when we record a podcast. We've never recorded a podcast quote unquote live together, which is probably a good thing. Um, but we are recording to you. What the hell is that?
Working on the sound effect. Sorry.
Oh my god! Production value is slowly declining, and in the apocalypse. This is not good. Not good.
Hey, Mr. Co-host, can you turn your volume up just a touch?
I can't turn my volume up. Can you hear me better now?
Yes, I can
Okay,
hear
gotta
you
get.
now.
All right, so I guess we haven't put out a podcast in a little while, so why don't we kind of talk about what's been going on? I guess big news first is picked up another sponsor. So DG Bullets, also known as Damn Good Bullets, company out of Wisconsin, has allowed me to join their be one of their sponsored shooters. Found this out last week. Follow me on Instagram. You already know this. I've been shooting their bullets for a little while. I like them a whole lot. They work really well. I think my favorite part about them is the bottom of the bullet. It's kind of beveled, so it makes it very easy to load. All my bullets are very consistent. So out of all the bullet companies I've tried, I've liked them the most. So you can use code BUCK10 at checkout and save yourself some money. I already know some people that have bought bullets, and you know who you are. So thank you for buying some bullets and using my code. But they're good bullets. Check them out.
Of course, you didn't give the code to your daddy when he bought his, but
Well, that was before. Should have been
I
more
know.
patient.
I can't be, man. This coronavirus got people being stupid. I got to start making bullets.
Yeah, I know. I spent a little bit of time last week messing around, and I got my 40 stuff all set up on my Dylan Square deal. I got a load worked up. I ran I ran three different loads trying to figure it out. I ran 4.3 grains of tight group. I'm using a 180 grain flat nose bullet, so DG bullets. And so I ran a 4.3, a 4.4, and a 4.5 grains. My overall length is 1.125. Um, but the load I liked the best was the 4.4. I felt, I don't know, the 4.5 was a little kind of too snappy, and the 4.3 just felt weird. So the 4.4 is good. I could track my sights. I really liked it. So I think that's what I'm going to stick with. Then I tested some magazines. I got my Cane Arms magazines on my 40 mags. I bought some ETS mags from Gun Mag Warehouse. They were pretty cheap, like $13, but it took them like 8 days to process my order, almost a whole week, which was kind of ridiculous. I thought. I don't know what you think about that. Took
Well,
them.
that's a little more than a week, but you're correct.
It's kind of crazy that it took them that long to process my order and get them shipped. But I got my mags running. I've tested out mags and sights yesterday. I had a little bit of a mag issue, but I got it fixed with springs. So I am. Oh, I also got my Dawson Precision sights. I threw those on the 40 Glock 22, and I'm ready to shoot 40 now. I guess just got to load ammo. What about yourself?
I started playing with mine. I ordered some DG bullets. I started loading a batch. My problem is my property east of here has got over 5 inches of rain, so I can't get to it. And I'm not 100% sure they're allowing the gun ranges to be open now here in town. So I want to kind of run some of these rounds first before I go full production. But, I made that mistake once. I won't do that again.
Yeah. Hopefully you can get some rounds loaded up. If you ever need some 9mm, I still have some. So
Well, I've got plenty. I went to Academy yesterday because I'm running a little bit low on powder. The only thing they had left on the shelf was a rifle powder, And as you and I discussed, I'm not ready for that experiment yet, but it is intriguing.
Yeah, I don't know if I would want to reload rifle. This that seems I don't know, not tricky, just kind of daunting, I guess. I don't ever
Yeah,
shoot rifle,
I'm
so
just
I
kidding.
don't.
I would never try to do that. But
Yeah,
but
I'm sure you
the
can find.
ammo shelves look like toilet paper shelves now.
Yeah, I guess after we went to Alpha Mike a couple weekends ago, before all this stuff started happening, um, me and my buddy Adam went to go pick up. I needed to buy some primers, and I was lucky to grab a brick of primers, and they still had a little bit of powder and stuff. I probably should have bought another pound of powder or so, but we'll kind of see. Hopefully, it all kind of calms down soon, and distributors can get stuff and get things back on shelves.
Yeah, I think you give it another 2 or 3 weeks, we'll kind of be back to normal, hopefully.
Hopefully, so coronavirus didn't cancel our match; it just postponed it. So the River City Shootout was supposed to be this last Saturday on the 21st. But due to all the circumstances, they moved it to the not July, sorry,
April.
April 25th and 26th. So I'm going to try to shoot that match. Unfortunately, you probably will not be able to shoot that match.
No, sir. I probably can't make that one.
So we'll see how it goes. It was kind of disappointing, but you got to be safe and stuff like that. So it'll be all right.
And that is if they even get to shoot it then.
Yeah, they might just push it back to the summer, which.
Well, since the governor put out that no more than 10 people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you shoot IDPA, then you can go shoot a match because nobody shoots IDPA. IDPA is fine; they won't suffer at all.
What about PCC?
Well, I mean, a lot of people shoot PCC, but I'm not gonna go down that road today.
Okay. And I'm really disappointed I didn't get to go shoot with you this weekend because evidently a few of your friends
not a few,
wanted
just
to talk to me about that.
Well, just Dan wanted to talk to you about that.
Oh,
he was going to talk mad smack to you.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
Really?
I wouldn't
that would have been interesting.
I wouldn't take that too seriously because Dan shoots PCC at IDPA at like big matches, so not a lot of self-respect there.
not a lot of what?
Self-respect. At least they didn't make him wear the stupid shoot me vest. So.
Oh yeah, shoot me first vest.
He tagged me in one of his videos, and I unliked his picture, and I untagged him from the Shoot Reload Repeat podcast hashtag. So don't need that kind of negativity in my life.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a fine man. He's a
good dude. He just is misguided, a little misguided. But yeah, we just kind of been hanging out. The last match I shot was at Alpha Mike match. I got second unlimited. It was just I was pretty happy about. If I would have shot major, that the guy that beat me only beat me by a few percent. If I would have been shooting major, of course, that's the big asterisk. I would have beat him, but I'm pretty happy. So I'm excited about shooting the major. It's going to be a good time. We're going to answer some questions for you guys, but first I kind of want to mention the sponsors. We already talked about DG Bullets. First sponsor I want to talk about is Red Hill Tactical. Make great holster mag pouches. You can use yourself code BUCK10. Go buy yourself a holster and some mag pouches because you're bored and you're sitting at home and you need a dry fire. And what?
And they are featured in the USPSA magazine this month.
Yeah, their story is kind of crazy. Like they started off real like small, and they are like a main sponsor of Low Cap Nationals this last year. So that's pretty cool. Robert King's a nice guy. Real nice guy. They also sell. I think they also sell firearms, and so you can, if you buy a gun from them, they'll make you a holster. So works out pretty good.
Ladies, if you're listening to this, don't know what to buy your man for a special time, get him a gun.
Buy him a holster from Red Hill Tactical, or just buy him a gift card and let him buy it himself.
Yeah, that'd be better since you don't have any taste in firearms.
Our other sponsors, like to mention, is Extant Labs. Make really great gun cleaning products. Matt Browning's also a real nice guy. So if you find yourself, you want to try a new CL, the new type of CLP or lubricant or their gun cleaner, the brake contact works really good. Um, check them out. Use code Buckton to save yourself some money there. And then last but not last, Cane Arms. Cane Arms makes 3D printed gun accessories. I run their base pads for 9 and 40. I get, I guess, 4 or 5 rounds extra in 40. So all my ETS mags start with 20 rounds, which is pretty sweet. Which means I only need to carry about 2 or 3 mags. They're really awesome guys. Like I basically broke one of my mag base pads. It was the oldest one I had. I dropped it real funky on a fault line. It didn't really break. It just when it hit just right, and the bottom of the whole thing came off, and my spring and my mag was just like everywhere. And after I shot the stage, my buddy Adam walked up to me with the mag body and the bullets and the Cane Arms base pad. And he just had it in his hands like a dead puppy. And I was like, "What the hell happened?" I said, "Where's the first thing I said to him? Where's my spring?" And he was like, "I didn't have time to find the spring yet." So it wasn't even broken; it just fell off. And I told them, and they sent me out a brand new one. They took care of me. They kind of helped me. Cool. I kind of had to play with the base pads with those ETS mags. The ETS mags aren't like OEM specifications, as they're close, but they're not exact. So I had to kind of do a little bit of shaving here and there on the follower and on part of the base pad, but they were patient with me and worked with me. So check them out. Use code SRR10 to save some money. That code's a little different. But let's get to our questions. Ready?
Hit it.
Okay, so our buddy Tater Tot Outdoors, this is for you here, Mr. Charles, is how's your dad's dry fire going? Has he set up a routine yet, or is he still getting used to it? So tell us.
Why the sigh?
Tell us. How's it going?
It's going well. I think it's a routine. I'm doing it daily. It feels really good. And I think I'm getting a lot better. I was going to try it out weekend before last, but they canceled my local match.
Yeah. I mean, you could just set up targets and shoot in the backyard in the middle of the night and just go inside to shoot, real quick bill trail, pop, 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 and go inside, see how you're doing.
Well, don't tell your mother, but the next thunderstorm, we may try some ammo.
Hey, that works, man. So I told my buddy Adam's like, he started reloading, and he kind of lives in the country, but not really in the country, kind of. I said, dude, just go out there at the middle of the night and just pop off one shot and go back in. Nothing's going to happen. Don't turn any lights on. Just pow! And go back inside.
Get your brass.
Yeah, well, you can pick your brass up in the morning.
Sure.
So
unless the sheriff comes and you get the brass for then, but I digress.
So your dry fire is turning into a routine.
Yes, I've been doing it quite often. So
that's good. And there's always, I sent you those drills, but you can ease your way into them. I think a good place to start is the Ben Stoeger book, because there's so much that you can do. Those Steve Anderson drills are good, but they're very like high intensity. So if you haven't really dry fired, it might seem like a lot. And the Ben Stoeger book is actually very like low maintenance kind of, and it's easy read and you can kind of flow through it. So maybe they have it on Amazon. I think it's like $10. You could buy it and check it out if you're interested. Okay. That's what I started with.
But yeah, I like it. I even did it on the treadmill. And let me put a disclaimer out. Due to the coronavirus, they closed our gym, so I'm having to work out on my wife's treadmill. So that's frowned heavily upon at Planet Fitness, but in Diane's gym, everything is fine.
Well, hey, that works. I don't think they would like you drawing and walking and aiming your gun. Well, maybe if you go like super early in the morning, like 2 or 3 in the morning, they might.
No, there's plenty of people in there then, but it'll stop some of that eyeballing you get sometimes, though.
That's right.
But yeah, I do it in Diane's gym.
That's cool.
Sit there and draw, and while on the treadmill at 3.2 miles an hour.
That's good. Hey, that's good. Good way to work on dry fire. My dry fire room is we've put more furniture in it, so my movement is kind of varied. But I've seen people. I might try it. I might just take some of my targets outside in the backyard and tape them to the fence and just do a little
Backyard.
bit of, yeah, not the front yard, but the backyard, and kind of run around in the backyard and work on movement because it's kind of hard to work on movement in a confined space. So I might try that. That's
Well,
something I might add.
you make a good point because due to the time change, that's what I'm going to do now.
So I also bought a footwork ladder that I've been trying to do some drills with and trying to get faster feet so I can move faster between positions and just have overall better footwork. Oh.
Was that in
Uh,
one of the books or something you just came up with?
I've seen people do it, and I've had a background in athletics and football, so it's just kind of good to have good, quick feet. I think one of the best people to watch for footwork is Max Michel. If you ever watch his like videos on YouTube or Instagram or wherever, Max Michel has like amazing movement.
Cool.
So, all right, his next question, Mr. Tater Tot Outdoors asks, when are you going to come play an open? LOL. Um, maybe when I get that Trump $1,000 check, but even then, I could play an open for that. Open, I think everybody's kind of like open curious, right? Because their guns are cool, they look cool, they're loud, you can shoot fast, but the barrier to entry, like financially, is just so much.
Yeah, I just don't see it. You know, yeah, I don't see it.
And like, I don't think those open guys have as many problems with their dots dying because their dots are frame mounted, so they're not moving. But I don't know if I ever won the lottery or anything like that, I might buy a couple open guns and play with it. Have to like then you gotta if you shoot 38 super, then that gets expensive because brass is crazy. You could shoot 9 major, but you always hear mixed things about 9 major. I know Shane Eld, the open Glock guy we had on here, he loads 9 major on his 550, but that dude is like super precise. I think he uses like a single hole case gauge, and he like sorts all of his brass by like head stamp and all kinds of stuff. So I don't know. I think open's cool, but I just don't have the money to spend on it. So
That is
I like
true.
I like limited. Limited is cool. Limited. You can still do all the cool race gun stuff. With the if you want, you can put a gas pedal and you can put your mag well, and you can have a heavy gun, and you can have a crazy belt set up where you have all your mags like right in front of you, which I have. That's how mine are set up. You can have you can have a race holster. You're just shooting iron sights. So I mean, that's just like the only difference. So I like shooting limited. I think I'll stick with limited. If I were to spend the money, I think I'd rather just buy like a couple 2011 limited guns and just shoot those if I'm going to spend that kind of money on a gun like that. Then I wouldn't have to really change when I'm loading. I wouldn't really have to change any of that kind of stuff. So, what do you think about that?
I agree. I mean, the guns look cool and all that, but I don't know. And it's like I've always said, that's not something you'd shoot a lot in the real world. Like a
Yeah,
carry gun or something like that. You know what I mean? But they are cool.
yeah, I think it's cool. I've only shot like one open gun before. This guy when I shot a match this summer, he's like, "Hey man, run some runs to this," and it was just amazing because at the time I was shooting carry optics. And when you shoot that dot reciprocates with those open guns, you just squeeze that trigger and that dot is just, it moves a little bit, but it's just right on target. It's pretty sweet. So, all
But I
right, that's
always wonder, and here's a boomer thought: these guys that run the race guns, how good would they do if they had to go with iron sights?
well, speaking from shooting a dot gun to shooting, iron sights, I think the dot gun helped me shoot iron sights faster. I
But I'm going with the race guns and stuff though.
I
You
mean,
know,
I think
I imagine they'll be good, but I imagine there'll be another learning curve going back to it.
well, yeah, I think like your fundamentals still, your fundamentals are still your fundamentals, like your grip and everything. I kind of think like with open, because you have, compensator, mount, magwell, and your frame mounted red dot, that you really have to almost be a better shooter than like in limited, because everybody that you're shooting against, their guns are like tip top perfect. So your shooting almost has to be tip top perfect. Like in limited, if you're like kind of slow but you're still very accurate, you can still shoot, those a few more alphas and you still might win, compared to like if you shoot limited or like open, if you're just slow and you can't move fast, or like you're just not good at shooting. I don't know. I think it would transfer. I feel like shooting, people think you give them an open gun, it just makes them like, oh my God, it's so much easier. But I actually think it's a little bit harder, because everyone's like on the same level. Like everyone has the dot, the compensator, and that and the magwell. So I don't know.
I got you, but is it a higher dollar crutch?
I don't know. I don't know if I would call it a crutch though.
I've never shot one, so I'm trying to be open minded. And for me, that's a stretch.
Let's just kind of think about like 2019 Open Nationals, right? Like when Christian Seiler beat JJ Racaza, right? So both those dudes are awesome shooters.
Right.
And I'm not saying that they had to be perfect, right? But they had to be better. I don't know. That kind of sounds dumb, because I guess you have to be better than everybody else. I feel like in open, like small things will be amplified. Like if your trigger prep sucks, or if your reload sucks, or if your movement sucks, it's going to be amplified in open.
I agree.
Because you know what I'm saying?
But here's the deal. We all know Racaza is a veteran. Okay. The other guy has got youth on his side. He doesn't have the years in him, but was it because he was younger and faster?
I think,
because like you said, they're both shooting the same equipment.
but I think even with Seiler, when he was on our podcast, he said that he started with iron sights. So I think I don't see it as being like a crutch.
Okay, you made a good point, but do you not think Racaza started with iron sights?
He did, and Racaza still shoots iron sights. He has that ugly ass Beretta that he shoots.
Yeah, that thing, man, I tell you, it's but ugly.
Yeah, I don't know, and I'm not like talking smack to the dude, but I don't know how much that money they had to pay that dude to shoot that gun, because that gun is ugly. Like people talk a lot of crap about open Glocks, and my buddy Shane Eld is gonna probably get pissed off at me, but some open Glocks are freaking ugly. Like they're just not beautiful guns. Like this guy Taylor Tuttle Outdoors, he shoots a Atlas Gunworks, beautiful Nemesis or whatever it is, and it's beautiful. Now it costs tons, it costs a few K, at least 5 or 6K, but it's pretty. So I don't know.
But here's the deal: are you going to shoot it or date it?
Both. I mean, if I spend 12 grand on two guns, like that's my new girlfriend.
Wow.
I mean, it's a lot of money. A lot of money.
I agree, but I'm intrigued by this, but you know, every dog gets a bone, and I think that day Sailor's got it.
Yeah, and I've listened to him on other podcasts too. And
he does other podcasts other than ours.
Yeah, I know. Steve Anderson's podcast, they were talking about like match, like visualization and stuff, kind of what we talked about on our podcast. But that guy,
our stuff. Go ahead.
Well, I kind of stole Steve's stuff, but
okay.
He even like trains his brain on how he's gonna prep the trigger for shots. Now that's like super detailed, right? Like like me and you, if we're gonna shoot a 25-yard target, right? We know, okay, we need to not slow down, but we need to see our sights. We don't need to jank the trigger. This guy Christian Seiler already knows how he's gonna prep the trigger, and he does that in his walkthrough. That's what when he's air gunning, he's like prepping the trigger. Now that's crazy. That's like super.
That's the next level.
That's super squad stuff, So that's just something interesting. Okay, we got a question from a I don't know who this guy is. Charles Leatherwood asked, "What are your go-to snacks for shooting competitions?" So I guess you were just so fed up of people not asking questions, you asked one yourself.
Well, I mean, I got to prime the pump.
Well, I guess we could talk about this. So I like to eat. If you've met me or shot around me, I like to eat. So at matches, I have to eat something or else I will get hungry. And if I get hungry, I get hangry. It's not good. So I usually like to eat before a match, and then I'll eat during the match, and then I'll eat after the match. So like before a match, it just depends. Um, Whenever I go to Alpha Mike, me and my buddy Adam, I always stop at this place called Mama Margie's and get tacos. Sometimes we'll go to Whataburger. Just depends. But during a match, I like to eat something that's super like convenient. So I'll eat peanuts. I have peanuts and granola bars that have been in my shooting bag for probably like 5 or 6 months now, but they're still good. I eat them at the range. They don't taste nasty. I haven't died. And then I also like to make like rollover peanut butter sandwiches with crunchy peanut butter. Usually, I'll make a couple of those, or my wife will. Like make a couple of them, and I try to eat every 2 stages. So
Really?
if it's a 6 stage match, after 2 stages, I'll eat because usually I'm getting hungry. So it really helped me when I went to Area 59. I ate between those stages, and I think it kind of helped me give me a little bit of energy. And I don't know if you have a bad stage, or you're not happy about something, instead of complaining about it, just eat crunchy peanut butter because then you can't open your mouth and talk about it. So because you're too busy chewing.
Well, I
So
eat, but I don't plan it out every 2 stages to eat. I eat when I get hungry.
oh well, I had to plan it out,
I understand,
or else I'll be eating the whole match.
but I
But
like cashews, peanut butter crackers, and my new go-to is boiled eggs.
oh God, thank God we didn't have that match.
Well, listen, here, here's a boomer tip for you. When you eat the
Jesus,
boiled eggs, when you're shooting, nobody can hear you fart.
we're gonna have to get you a pouch that you can put boiled eggs in.
Huh?
We'll have to get you a pouch you can put boiled eggs in for the range.
Okay, for the next shoot, watch Cool Hand Luke
Oh God.
when he eats the 50 boiled eggs.
Wow.
And I think somebody responded that they eat beef sticks or something like that.
Yeah, some people eat like jerky and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot
Um,
of people eat that. I'm just not much of a jerky guy.
yeah, I don't really like jerky either.
I
It's
mean, I
not
can
like
eat it, but if I can have boiled egg, I'd eat a boiled egg instead.
okay. All right. Our last question is from Steven Del Angelo Jr. Steven's a pretty cool guy. He also shoots for Red Hill. Um, he actually made me a couple 3D printed things for my Dylan Square deal, and I was going to give you some when you came down here. Next time you come down here, I'll give you some. He gave me like a little like knob you put on your powder funnel. You know how like the powder funnel you got to use like a wrench to adjust it.
Right.
It's like a knurled little knob you can put on there, and then it's just easier. You can turn it with your fingers.
Well, if you give me one, I'll give you a roll of toilet paper.
You give me one. You can give me some 40 brass.
I'm working on it.
I don't need toilet paper, man. I just need 40 brass. I'll wipe my butt with 40. I'll wipe my. I got 9 millimeter brass. I'll just take a shot. Like I don't need toilet paper. Toilet paper is not necessary. So
Don't go there.
his question is how are people prepping for the fallout of 2020? I don't know if he means like fallout like apocalypse or like fallout or like USPSA because everybody was like super pumped. All these dry fire videos of people getting ready for the season, and then now the season's kind of been like put on pause. So they had to move. I know like USPSA had to move some big majors and stuff like that. Some other people were talking about the World Shoot is in November, and they might have to move that because it's in Thailand. So I don't know. People are buying toilet paper, ammo. Like it's kind of crazy. Like all these people that are going out and buying guns, and there's a lot of memes out there about like these people. I guess that voted for bad gun laws or having to deal with these gun laws that they voted for. So it's kind of interesting.
I I think we're in for. I don't think we've seen the peak in this yet. You got a lot of these rocket scientists that went to Florida, Texas coast, whatever, for spring break, out there partying, raising hell, hugging on each other. I think we're still going to see a peak of what's going on with this thing in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully, it'll plateau by then and start getting better. But, you know, I'll tell you a story off air about a shooting somewhere that you will know about. But people are just being stupid, man. It's
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, I think people just need to calm down. I can understand because they're seeing stuff like on Italy where people can't like leave their houses and things like that. But I think people just need to calm down. Like here, San Antonio area, people like went crazy and bought out all the stores and like the HEBs and all the grocery stores. Like, look, we have stuff in stock, but people just keep coming in and they keep buying so much. Like we can't let the supply chain. It's just not free, you know. And the ammo and stuff is crazy too, man. Like people just going out and buying all this ammo and guns, and it's kind of crazy.
We kind of think Hillary's running for president again.
Right? Like it's real crazy. So
You can't even buy 22, man.
yeah, it's like Obama's back. It's like 2012 again.
Obama was the best gun salesman in this country.
So I don't know. It's crazy though. It's like
The NRA should give him an award.
right. It's crazy. So hopefully people will calm down and hopefully all this will just level out and we can get back to our lives and shooting and reloading and general just foolishness. Good
Life,
type of foolishness. Yeah, get back to life.
rainbows and butterflies.
So yeah, so that's all of our questions. We kind of had like short notice, but that's okay. I enjoy making the podcast. Our podcast, if you have a like a
Oh,
Amazon device, you can go on and you can tell their Amazon device to play the shoot, reload, repeat podcast, and it will play the podcast. It's pretty cool. Posted a video of it the other day on Instagrams. So
Mr. Host,
yes, sir.
won't you talk about your jersey?
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that. So we ordered our jerseys from Go Fast Don't Suck, and I just got mine on Friday, which is pretty freaking sweet. Um, I was very sad I could not wear it, but I wore it for a while this weekend. It's great material. All the screen printing on it all looks way better than the old place I got my jersey from, or I was going to get my jersey from. I'm just very happy with it. Uh, fits really well, and I suggest you guys go and buy one. I don't have any way to have you save some money, but his jerseys are a very reasonable price. I think the jersey is like $75 plus shipping, so you get a custom jersey for like $95 out the door. You can't really beat that because like if you go to Techwear or Techwear makes nice stuff, but they charge you like they have like so many. So if you put like 5 logos, it's like so much extra money for those logos. This you put them on there and he'll make them and looks good.
I should get mine this week, I hope. I'll post it on Instagram when I get it.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I wanted us to take a picture with our jersey so that way I can post it as our background for the Facebook page.
Especially
Speaking of
front and back.
Facebook pages, I created a Patreon page for our podcast. I don't really know what I'm going to use it for. I just created it just so that way we have our URL and all that stuff. I know some places use it for like they'll do like longer uncut episodes or they'll do like exclusive content. And basically, you pay like they do like tiers or some places like okay, pay $1 a month. I don't know if people that listen to our podcast would want to do that. On our Facebook page, I put a link to the Patreon. So if you want to go and check it out, I put like a poll on the Patreon. You don't have to pay to look at the poll or anything. Go and click on it. Go to the Shoot Reload Repeat podcast page on Facebook. Click on the link and for the Patreon page and just
I'm really glad you explained that because when you text me that, I had no idea what crap you were talking about.
it's like a way that you can we can like take the money and put it back into the show.
Okay.
But
Well, I thought you were talking about a Patron or something, man. I was like, what are you talking about, man?
yeah, so y'all go take the little survey thing and just like the poll. Um, I thought about maybe doing giveaways, seeing if the sponsors would do something like that, maybe something like that. We'll see. But y'all let me know. It's nothing. It's not you know permanent thing. I just wanted to get it out there. So
Stay tuned.
yeah, stay tuned. I'll put out more information. So we are running at about 35 minutes, so I think this is a good place to wrap it up. Um, Thank you guys for those who sent us questions. Hopefully, we answered your questions. Is there anything you would like to add, sir?
Wash your hands, stay away from people, and keep your senses about you.
Yeah, load you some ammo and do your dry fire. Think about it. If we're quarantined for like 8 weeks or whatever,
What?
this thing they extend this thing longer. You could dry fire all the time and just become a GM and your first match. Come out first match, shoot a 90%, 100% cost fire,
Hey,
95% cost fire.
man, I'll talk crap about that for a week.
Right? So that's all we got for you guys. So thank y'all for listening. Make sure that you support our sponsors, people that support us. All the links and to their websites and the discount codes are down in this description. It's also on my Instagram profile. You can check them out there. You can also check them out on the Facebook page. They're all on there. Go support them. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram at Practical as Buck. You can follow Dad at C31 Leatherwood. Anything else?
Maybe I'll start posting boomer tips too.
Yeah, boomer tip of the day. That's what we need. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. Y'all stay safe. Feel free to reach out to us if there are any of your questions or anything. And shoot fast and don't suck. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I'm gonna turn my thing.
Make sure we don't have any reverberation there.
Yeah, I'm gonna start it and then I'm gonna let it sit for a few seconds. It already started.
Here's one for the blooper reel.
All right. Well, I can just edit it out. Here we go.